hidden room inside Horadori Institute? What is he doing here? It's the right half of Kameji's body. I think it's safe to say terror is the culprit. Ryuki, let's talk to everyone before checking the body. I can't link sync now. Not enough battery. What can you even say in a situation like this? How could this have happened? Of course. A hidden room inside Horadori Institute? What is he doing here? It's the right half of Kameji's body. I think it's safe to say terror is the culprit. Ryuki, let's talk to everyone before checking the body. I can't link sync now. Not enough battery. What can you even say in a situation like this? How could this have happened? Of course he's not okay. Komeiji was his father.
I see. No one saw anything.
She seems very shook up. We should let her be for now.
That is a bit of an exaggeration. We simply untied the rope that bound you.
Rope?
Must be that one over there.
I was tied up with that?
Yeah, your hands and feet were tied really tight. When we arrived, we found you on the ground in that state. So, Kizzy and I untied the rope. By anyone, do you mean the culprit?
Well, anyone at all. Like any suspicious figures, maybe?
No, we did not see a single soul.
I see.
Well...
Ah, there you are. Here you are, the receipt for your card payment.
Oh, thank you.
Excuse me, but who are you?
What? Oh, I am but a humble taxi driver. I forgot to hand you the receipt earlier.
So you drove these four here?
Indeed, that is correct. I was always quite bad with machines, you see. I let others handle the TV, the music, and other such things. Oh, one time I wanted to listen to a CD, but I didn't know how to open the CD player, so I smashed it with my fist.
Okay. Why are you telling me this?
That is just how terrible with machines I am. That is why I could not handle the card payment as smoothly as I would have liked. And while I was fumbling my way through the payment,
May did?
So she got out of the car first.
Naturally, I was quite flustered by this rowdy display. And so I continued to fumble for 3, 4, no, perhaps even 5 minutes or so. I somehow managed to process the payment, but I was still quite bothered. I returned the credit card, but in my haste, I completely forgot to hand over the receipt.
What were the other 3 in the back seat doing during all that?
They were waiting the entire time. The card was Kizzy's, but she was sitting on the far left seat, so Shoma and I didn't get out.
Well, now that that's settled, I will be off. If you'll excuse me.
Yes. Kizzy, Shoma, and I went into the studio together. Mame was already inside.
What is it, Ryuki? Does something bother you about that?
No, it's nothing.
I guess so. I figured that something was up with you guys at Shoma's house earlier. I heard you were talking about terror and going to nirvanA, so I got worried and came over. Oh, but we did not come here right away. We first discussed whether we should track you down. I think it was about 2.5 hours after you left that we decided. We thought we should just come straight here and...
It's 11:30 p.m. now, by the way.
No. I didn't see anyone until we got inside the studio.
Tama, have you contacted Abyss and HQ?
Way ahead of you. The investigation team should arrive soon. I've also arranged for a counselor. All 4 of them are in a really bad mental state.
Shoma?
Are you okay? Shoma, wait!
Don't just stand there, Ryuki! Go after him!
Right. I don't see him anywhere. No response on his phone, and his GPS is off. Where did you go, Shoma?
We had to find him after he stormed out like that. Who knows what he'll do in this state. Calm down, Ryuki. Think about where Shoma might go.
Where he might go. I got it. Shoma must be there. Shoma!
Well, no big deal. It's a Ferris wheel. He'll come back down if we just wait. Anyway, this is all a load of bull. Today is Valentine's Day.
What?
It's past midnight, so it's February 14th now.
Oh, but I don't really care about that right now.
But how can you not care?
More importantly, Shoma was on the number 2 car, right?
Why do you ask?
Because
Yes, he definitely went in number 2.
I thought so. If that's the case, he should be back soon. What? No. How? How? We checked every one of the cars, but I don't see Shoma anywhere.
We are living in a false world created by a program. Therefore, if we can rewrite its code, we can create miracles.
It can't be. Impossible. It can't be. It can't be. I know Shoma went on that car. I saw it with my own eyes. And yet...
Hold on! Don't tell me it's happening again!
Tama, do you know about this place? I heard about it from Mr. Date. This shrine worships a fruit called the Fruit of Immortality. If you eat it, you will gain eternal youth and life.
Hey Ryuki, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're not well. Mentally, I mean. You haven't been for a long time now, and I think it's getting worse. You should really see somebody.
I'm fine. Coming to this shrine has calmed me down.
Coming here doesn't solve anything! Praying to a god or Buddha isn't going to heal your heart! Please, Ryuki.
Okay then. You want me to go to the hospital? Before I do, let me ask for one thing. Can you replay the scene from Studio Devita right now?
Ryuki.
I want to solve the HB case, no matter what. No, I have to solve it. For Komeiji. Especially now that he's...
Sheesh, really... Fine, I'll do it. But promise me that after the investigation you'll...
Yes, I'll go get checked out.
Promise, okay?
Yeah, I promise.
Now, close your eyes. Let's do this. So, what did you want to investigate here?
Something's been bothering me. You see that camera on the tripod that's tipped over? When we got here,
It wasn't like that.
why did it fall over?
Could it have been Terra?
But why?
I don't understand why, but it could only have been him.
No, that's not true. There's another person that could have tipped it over. When we regained consciousness, there were 4 people here. Iris, Kizuna, Mame, and Shoma. The first one to go into the studio was...
Amame. That's what Iris and Kizuna said. Are you suggesting Amame tipped over the camera?
It's entirely possible.
But why would she do that?
That's what I'm going to figure out. What's the estimated time of death?
Roughly an hour and a half ago. Based on the time the body was discovered, of course.
So roughly 10 p.m., February 13th. We woke up here around 11:30 p.m.
The door on the east side.
The door we entered from.
It really isn't standing up.
Yeah.
Could it be the alcohol's fault? It happens all the time. Don't worry about it.
What are you talking about?
It's the rope that had you in the tortoiseshell bondage position.
Tortoiseshell? No, that's not true.
Oh? Was it a crab tie?
No. No crabs, no tortoises, no shrimp, nothing. Anyway, look at the rope. There's a fake nail.
It matches what Amame had on. The floor is wetter than my...
Please don't even say it.
Would you prefer the word moist? I think there was hot water in the kettle. It must have been a keep warm. That must have fell and... Footprints from the water. Seeing that it's still warm, the prints couldn't be more than a few minutes old by the time this data was gathered.
So right before we regained consciousness?
Yeah,
Can you tell me whose prints they are?
judging from the shape and size, absolutely Amame's.
The prints lead to the door over there.
The door on the west side. The door on the west side of the building is locked. I don't think we can open it from this side.
Are there any other exits?
The only other door is the door to the east, the one we entered from.
So, east and west. Just the two exits. kettle is on the floor.
Must have fallen off the table.
I wonder how it fell.
Someone did a pile driver on it. Either that or it was bumped or something.
Okay, it looks like we're pretty much done investigating here. I think I can make one conclusion.
Oh? Care to share what that is?
First, think about what Mame did when she first entered the studio. Judging from the trail, I think she came to me first. She couldn't have come to me after stepping in the warm water, because if she did, it would have left prints. So the first thing she did must have been to try to untie me. That's when a bit of her nail broke and stuck to the rope. But then, something happened that stopped her.
Something.
I'll tell you later. Anyway, she stopped trying to untie me.
Where did she go from there?
Here. Mame must have been in a hurry. She tipped over the camera by accident.
And then what?
She came here next. Mame ran into the table, which caused the kettle to fall, and the hot water spilled on the floor.
And then?
Well, if we trace her footprints, they stopped right in front of the western door. But the door was locked and it didn't open, so she couldn't get out. And then... Tama, do you have any ideas why Mame stopped trying to untie me?
Mm-hmm, I sure do. But continue. I want to hear what you're thinking.
Okay, here's my answer. It's simple, actually. I think Mame saw Terror enter the studio. While she was untying me, Terror came across the scene. They ran over to her to try to take her out. That's why the body was left in such an unnatural position.
I see. We're on the same page. There are still some question marks, but... Well, putting that thread aside for now, shall we get started?
Start what?
Filming, duh.
Again?
You got a problem? So, are you ready?
No.
Okay, here we go.
I said no.
Ready? Action! I'm going to cast you as a Mame. Recreate her movements. Let's start with when she first ran into the studio.
Her first move was...
What? Oh no! Mr. Ryuki is tied up! You're a really shitty actor.
Well, what did you expect?
Ryuki! Mr. Ryuki! Mr. Ryuki! Snap out of it! This is when her nail fell off.
Mame tried to untie the rope, and...
That's when Terror ran into her.
Since Terror is blocking the east door, she can't go that way. So she tried to run to the other door.
Okay, let's see your best performance. Gag.
Why do you make me do this?
Okay, go on, run away.
And then, run into the camera. Then run into the table, and that drops the kettle, and... She discovers the west door is completely locked.
Ah!
doing so well. Anyway, she was cornered and... What happened after that? This is what I was trying to get at earlier. And one more thing. When you asked Amame if she saw the culprit, she shook her head. Why did she lie?
Hey, Tama. You collected all the data in this studio, right? Including X-ray?
Yeah?
In that case... I knew it.
What? Terror?
I think so.
So when we regained consciousness, they were in the studio?
That must be the case. Wait, you didn't notice, Tama? I thought you had X-ray vision.
I thought it was part of the set.
Anyway, they have a gun?
Yeah, a 50 caliber automatic handgun. That could do some real damage.
This next bit is just speculation, but... Terror headed to the western door and cornered Mame, but then must have heard footsteps coming from the other door. Iris, Kizuna, and Shoma. Of course, Terror probably had no idea who they were. Terror must have said something like... Then they hid in the set, since their only escape route was cut off.
That's why Amame lied. She couldn't have said anything with Terror threatening her.
Probably. What a shame. Terror was right there, but we couldn't get them.
There was nothing we could have done. Shoma was the top priority.
Anyway, there's only one thing we need to do. Let's find Mame. She saw Terror in person. She's a key witness now. Maybe she has some information. Something about Terror we don't know. Maybe a voice or how they walk. Hey, Tama. Where is Mame?
I don't know. Her smartphone is either off or somewhere with no reception. Hold on a second. What about your promise?
Fine, I'll get checked. And I want to talk to Shoma. He's at home now, right?
So we have 3 objectives. Finding Amame, getting checked up at the hospital, and meeting with Shoma, right?
Yeah.
Fine, I'll tag along. Not to mention today is special for partners. Valentine's Day.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Why don't you tell me? Anyway, let's get going.
I'm glad we had an open room for you. It's quiet here. You should be able to relax and focus on your treatment.
Treatment?
Oh, you don't have to worry about the paperwork for your stay here. We'll handle everything.
Hold on. My stay here? What are you talking about?
You don't remember?
Remember what?
This is troubling. Doctor, you shouldn't. You shouldn't be doing this at the hospital. Put your ball away. No playing Kusemon Go in the hospital. Mr. Ryuki, do you remember getting a checkup? I'm sure the doctor would have told you everything.
No, I have no idea.
I see. Then I'm afraid I'll have to be the bearer of bad news. Mr. Ryuki, you have what we call cognitive dysfunction. Sometimes you'll forget what time it is or where you are, even lose track of the people around you. It's all part of your condition. In addition to that, we believe that you have a short-term memory disorder.
Tama, is this true?
Yes, it is.
This is difficult for me to say, but your condition is very serious. We need to begin treatment immediately. I'm going to get the files. I'll be right back, so please wait here. Excuse me.
Okay, I went to the hospital like I promised. Now let's get going, Tama.
What are you talking about? That nurse told you that you need to stay here.
I don't have time for that. I need to solve this case. Please, Tama. Just 3 more days.
I refuse.
Fine, just 1 day. 24 hours is all I ask. Please let me do this. Please. I'll give you some chocolate later.
Are you joking? You know I can't eat chocolate.
No, I mean like emotional chocolate.
Ah, fine. But you're only getting 24 hours. Not a second longer.
Thanks, Tama.
Welcome! We aren't open yet, though. I've got something for you, Ryuki.
What?
It's hard, and it'll leave a mess all over your hands.
I know exactly what Mom is talking about.
It's chocolate.
That's what I was going to say!
It's Valentine's Day. I wanted all my customers to get some. Oh, you want to know why there are 2 balls? This way I have a spare if one stops working. I don't follow. Did she get into trouble?
She may have come into contact with terror. She might have valuable information.
Well, okay then. Let's ask the Big Milky Balls.
Could you call them something else?
Oh, mighty balls, who has the softest, bounciest skin in all the land? That is, Mama, of course. That's right. Oh, you know it.
Who gives a shit?
I agree.
Ahem. Now, serious mode this time. Oh, balls, the great and powerful. Please find someone for me. Her name is Amame Doi. Where is she right now?
You should go to the Nice Japan branch. You should gain some valuable information there.
Ooh, how was it?
Thanks, that was helpful. The Nice Japan branch.
Are you going to take her seriously?
Not necessarily, but it won't hurt to check, right? Thanks for the chocolate. I appreciate it.
Don't thank me, honey. Just don't forget to get me something on White Day.
What do you want?
Well, you can return the favor.
Meaning?
Something hard that will leave a mess all over my hands. Information, huh? Oh, I saw something online. There's this creepy video going around. Do you know about it?
Are you talking about the nirvanA trial?
No, not that one. There's another one. It was released at midnight. It's called nirvanA X.
X?
That's right.
Ryuki, I looked it up. Once again, the original uploader is anonymous.
It's just like that QR video. I thought it might have something to do with the HB case.
Mama, did you watch the video?
Yeah, I have it saved on my smartphone. Wanna see?
No, Ryuki, don't do it. Something bad might happen again.
Mama, please?
Ryuki!
Okay then. I'm going to stream it on the screen over there. It's probably better to watch it on a bigger screen. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Clickety-click.
What did I tell you? I warned you!
Huh? I think I'm okay.
Yeah. Don't scare me like that.
Judging by the name, it's gotta have something to do with the nirvanA initiative. The incidents at Shinjuku might be related too.
What incidents?
Well, one example is what happened with that rocket. Luckily, there weren't any casualties. Anyway, I think that was like a test run for the initiative, but we don't know anything for sure. Where the actual show will happen? Who's behind it and why? We don't know any of the details.
We do have a clue as to when, though.
Hmm?
The nirvanA X video. There were 2 codes on there. One of them was 2151200. I think it's a date and a time.
February 15, 12 p.m.
Yeah, noon tomorrow.
The date and time when the nirvanA initiative will begin.
There's not much time.
What about the letters?
I'm not sure about that one. The numbers represented a time and date, so I'm guessing those refer a location.
A location? We have a lot to think about now.
Let's get a move on.
It was 2 days ago that Tokiko's body was found here. The investigation is still ongoing.
So, what are you planning on doing here? Mommy wouldn't be here.
I didn't come here expecting to find Mame.
You should go to the NICE Japan branch. You should gain some valuable information there.
What valuable information could be here?
I don't know, but let's look around.
My brain is fried. Need some glucose. Maybe I'll eat some caramel. It's not a lead or anything, but it is interesting.
What is?
It's gonna take some time to prepare. I'll let you know when I'm ready. Who?
This girl.
No, I don't know where she is.
I see.
The body is long gone for the autopsy. It really is a shame. She was killed right before her birthday. Tokiko's birthday is February 15th. There was a huge party planned for her here. It really is such a shame. So that's how it's gonna be. Well, I suppose it's not that bad. Is this getting a little too scripted? That's what the people want. Anyway, my name is...
Kagami!
That's my line! Huh? Did you forget already? Fine. My name is Kagami. Ka. K-A. Ga. G-A. Me. M-I.
Do you know this girl? Her name is Amame Doi.
Oh, I know her. She's a mermaid at Sunfish Pocket.
That's true, but how do you know that?
Oh, well, I've been there a few times. I wanted to investigate the day-to-day lives of young women.
As an inspector?
I need to know what's in. It's an important part of being an inspector.
That's a tough sell.
Do you know where she is now?
No, I wouldn't know. I can tell you that she isn't working right now, though. I heard from another girl that she hasn't been feeling well recently.
Right. It's unlikely that she'd be at Sunfish Pocket. Mame saw Terror at the studio. And right after that, she saw Komeji's body. It's unlikely she'd be at work with all that going on.
You talking about the underground cathedral? It's off limits right now. There's concerns that it might collapse.
So you don't know about the box?
The box?
There was a box there with a strange-looking device. Tama, can you show the image?
Sorry, I don't have it.
What?
Ryuki, when you went to the cathedral, you fell off the bridge, remember? The impact caused me to lose some of my memory. I was only able to recover up to finding Tokiko's body in the president's office.
No backups?
Because it was so deep underground, there was no signal down there.
Come to think of it, there were some network problems.
Exactly. So I couldn't upload the data to the cloud.
Damn.
Ryuki, I'm ready. It's what I mentioned to you earlier.
Oh, please go ahead.
Look at that pond over there.
Is that?
It's Tokiko's hologram. Her laptop was in the desk. There was a program running. This. I think it's some software aimed at these cultists. Needless to say, it's just an image, so she can't really interact with you. But she does talk. Lectures even. If you give her a topic, she'll give some pre-recorded response. You can choose from 4. Moksha, gain. Form is emptiness, and the allegory of the cave. There's other data in there too somewhere, but it'll take time to get at.
Moksha, or enlightenment. One is only truly free when free from all desires. But this state of mind is not something that can be easily defined or described in words. It is implicit knowledge. It is not something you can understand without experiencing it for yourself. Imagine, for example, someone who has never seen the color red. It is impossible to explain to that person what the color red is. You can't truly understand the redness of the color red until you experience it. Moksha is similar in this way. So how can you reach moksha? Among Hindu followers are those known as the sadhu. They follow a strict spiritual path of penance in an attempt to reach moksha. For example, one may stand on just one leg for decades, or try to roll across the entire Indo-Chinese continent. One may live on a bed of nails. Another might strike his head upon a pillar thousands of times. Among Buddhists, there are the ascetics. They perform a 1,000-day circumambulation, walking 30 miles a day around steep mountains. And they chant the mantras without pausing to eat, drink, or even sleep for 9 whole days. It is said that the founder of Zen Buddhism, the monk Bodhidharma, sat cross-legged facing a wall without rest for 9 years straight. But how do all these things achieve moksha? Is it because pain and penance cause your desires and thoughts to dull and disappear? That may be part of it. Or is it perhaps the state of nothingness that comes over you upon achieving these feats? One may come to the conclusion that desires themselves are illusory. Nyes has a slightly different interpretation. Do you know how a debugger finds bugs in games? They try to run into walls over and over and over again. They go to places that normal players won't go, or leave the game on for days. They do things that normal players don't do. Unpredictable actions that the programmers failed to anticipate. That is how bugs that weren't even considered in the planning stages are found. Does this remind you of anything? Hitting your head on a pillar 1,000 times. sitting toward a wall for 9 years. What if these actions were not anticipated by the Creator? What if these actions uncovered bugs in the real world? What if they revealed the seams? In other words, these practitioners of the extraordinary are trying to find the seams. Find them and achieve enlightenment. Learn the secret of this world, the truth. And so we believe that moksha is this journey. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. So reads the doctrines in Buddhist scriptures. Emptiness is not separate from form. Form is not separate from emptiness. Whatever is form is emptiness. Whatever is emptiness is form. Emptiness is sometimes translated as void or nothingness. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Everything in this world is false. False is this world to the core. Shotok Taishi, who spread Buddhism in Japan, said something similar. All is false. Buddha is truth. The first part of the quote is self-explanatory. The latter requires context. Buddha, in this instance, is being used as a substitute for the general concept of enlightenment, Bodhi, Satori. Thus, the quote can be interpreted to mean, the sole truth of this world is enlightenment. Everything else is a falsehood. I will give another example. The butterfly dream, a famous legend told by Zhuangzi, one of the founders of Taoism. One day, Zhuangzi was a butterfly in a dream. He awoke from his dream with a question. Was his being a butterfly a dream? Or is this world he awoke in a dream? Many notable people in history have had similar thoughts. These same questions have been passed down for thousands of years. Why is that? Could there be a truth hidden in all this? This world is a simulation. Thus, its creator must have created with intention. This intention we can never know for certain, but we can surmise and we can estimate. Imagine you attempt an action, but that action is prevented by something incomprehensible to you. It is reasonable to assume that action was something not considered by the Creator. Contrarily, if you attempt an action and feel yourself compelled by some otherworldly force, it is probably something the Creator did expect. Like rats trapped in a maze. Go in the wrong direction and receive a shock. Go in the right direction and receive a prize. Considering this, perhaps this simulation is actually a game. A game about escaping this inscrutable maze. Can you win this game? The Creator probably wants you to. The Allegory of the Cave is a story first told by Plato, the ancient Greek philosopher. There are prisoners imprisoned in a dark cave. These prisoners have never witnessed the outside world. All they can see are shadows projected on the walls in front of them. Merely the shadows of grass and trees, flocks of birds. Even families of deer would be shown from time to time. But the prisoners who have never seen the outside world believe these shadows to be the truth, reality they do not doubt or question. One day, one of the prisoners unchains themselves and escapes the cave. They see real grass, real trees, real flocks of birds, and real deer. At that time, they saw the world as it truly is. Overwhelmed with emotion, they head back to the cave to tell the other prisoners of their discovery.
Everything we've seen until now have been shadows, false images. The outside world is completely different.
None of the other prisoners believe the escapee. Have they gone insane? They laugh. Do you understand this allegory? The escapee was enlightened with the truth and reached moksha. So what about you? Do you plan to live your days chained in a cave, scraping by a living in a world of falsehood and fraud? Or do you plan to join us? The decision needs to be made. Please demonstrate your determination.
Well, that sure was something. Didn't help much, though.
Not necessarily. This information might come in handy later.
If you say so.
Anyway, there was no information on the Mame. Let's go somewhere else.
Hey, Ryuki, what's up?
I wanted to ask you something.
Oh shit, a shooting star. I want chocolate from Tessa. I want chocolate from Tessa. I want Damn it, I couldn't say the third one in time. You talking about a Mame Doi? Tessa's friend?
So you know her?
Of course. I know everything about Tessa. So what about Mame?
She might have some valuable information about the case. I'm trying to find her. Do you happen to know where she is?
Sorry, I got no idea.
I see.
Not bad. Tonight, Tessa is gonna have a Valentine's Day stream. Oh, thinking about it makes my heart dance. Oh, I'm so excited. Why are you even asking me?
Yakuza have connections all throughout the underworld, so I thought you might know something. Anything would help. Rumors, anything.
Rumors, huh? So our parent group, the Ujisaki, there's this higher up that's connected to NICE. I did hear something from him. The president of NICE Japan, Tokiko Shigure, she was in a relationship with the head of Horodori Institute, Chikara Horodori.
What?
Of course, this isn't recent. We're talking decades ago. Back then, Tokiko wasn't even the boss. She was just some grunt at NICE. But Chikara, on the other hand, was pretty high up the ladder at NICE. Used his newfound power to get with Tokiko. Back when she was in her 20s, I heard she was a hottie. But like I said, she was young and naive. Chikara basically tricked her. He was married at the time, even had kids. Tokiko was his mistress. Real secret relationship type shit. Yeah, that's all I know about that. But I do have some more dirt on Chikara. This was also decades ago, but Chikara went to child service agencies all over Japan and got something from them.
What?
DNA samples. He said it was for DNA treatment or something. But I don't buy it. My guess is he was doing something shady. Horodori Institute was real sketchy back then.
Tokiko and Chikara in an illegitimate relationship.
And Chikara getting kids' DNA. Let's figure it out later.
We still need to find Mame.
Doesn't look like a Mame is here.
But wait, Leon is.
Leon is obsessed with Kizuna, and Kizuna is a Mame's friend.
Yeah, he might know where Mame is.
Let's ask.
Oh, you again. What's up?
Do you know a girl named Amame Doi?
Oh, Kizzy's friend. Of course I know her.
Do you know where she is?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
I saw her earlier.
Where?
I don't know. Give me 100,000 yen and I'll think about it.
You can't be serious.
I'm low on cash. Come on, Ryuki.
Fine. We'll do this. Leon, do you have a 500 yen coin?
Yeah, I do.
I'm going to look away, and you put it in one of your hands. If I can guess which hand it's in, tell me for free.
And if you're wrong?
I'll pay you.
All right, sounds good to me. Let's do this. Don't peek. Okay, I'm ready. Guess, which hand is it in? Left hand, huh? Are you sure? You can change it if you want to. Aw, darn it!
See?
How did you know?
Superpowers.
Ugh, damn. Well, fine. I did make a promise. I saw Mame at Iowan.
Iowan.
That's the child services facility run by Riichi Chieda, Kizuna's father.
It's Valentine's Day today, right? We promised to meet up tonight. But I couldn't wait any longer. I want to see Kizzy right now! I don't need to talk to her. Seeing her from afar is enough. So that's why I went to Iowan.
It's kind of like wanting to watch porn before going to happy ending places.
I don't think this is anything like that.
Mame was there. Mame, Kizzy, and Iris were talking. They had real serious looks on their faces. I couldn't barge into their conversation, so I left without saying anything.
They were discussing something serious then.
Why are you even looking for Mame?
Well, you see...
Wait. Is Mame a suspect in the HB case?
What?
No, that definitely couldn't be it. Oh, Kizzy. Yeah, I'm excited for tonight. We should meet. Okay. I'll see you there. Oh, actually, 4 days ago, on the 10th of February, I saw Mame then, too, in front of Horodori Institute. She didn't notice me, though. Anyway, Mommy headed into Horadori Institute by herself. What business does she have at that research facility? That's what I was thinking to myself. I saw another person follow her in right after. It was Tokiko. Tokiko Shigure, president of NICE Japan. I know what you're thinking. Why would you think she's suspect just because of that, right? Well, you're right. I don't even know if Mame and Tokiko saw each other in there anyway. Not to mention Tokiko was killed 2 days ago, on the night of the 12th. So maybe it's got nothing to do with it. Nah, it probably doesn't. Just coincidence. But for whatever reason, it caught my attention. Thought I told you that before. It's Alfrey, non-alcoholic beer.
Did you buy that?
Of course I did. Okay, maybe it's true that I did steal a lot before. I know it's nothing to brag about, but they did call me the master of unlocking. But that's all in the past.
Did you always steal by yourself?
It depended on what needed stealing. Sometimes I went alone, sometimes in pairs. If it was a big target, like some mansion in the boonies, I'd go with a team of 5 or 6 guys. The leader of the group was a Kumakura. You know them, right? That's how I met Moma, the chairman of the Kumakuras. I was usually partnered with Quartz. They were kinda like a bodyguard. Helped me out whenever I got in a sticky situation. Why am I even telling you all this? I think I've said too much. Please forget it. It's all in the past, like I said. Alright, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna see Kizzy tonight. I need to head to the beauty salon first.
Beauty salon?
Anyway, adios!
Why was Mame at Horadori Institute?
4 days ago.
It's interesting that Tokiko was behind her as well. Horadori Institute. I remember.
The goal was to get inside the hidden room inside Horadori Institute.
We totally put that on hold. We need to go search that hidden room. But going now would be pointless. If it's a hidden room, it's gotta be a secret and locked up tight. They're not just gonna let us in there.
Anyway, we should focus on the task at hand. Find Amame.
Yeah. Leon said he saw her at Iowan.
Well, we tried. Let's go.
No, wait. That person over there.
That's...
Excuse me! Nice to see you again.
I need to hurry. If I don't... Breath. The body is the opposite.
What?
I forgot to put mothballs in the dresser. Rats don't wear shoes.
But you're not a rat.
Squeak, squeak.
Are you really a rat?
Or, go again?
Where is it? Where is the main event taking place?
Main event?
There she goes.
What was she talking about?
Maybe a Halloween event or something?
Wrong season for that.
Maybe she was talking about that one thing.
What?
Don't make me say it. You know what I mean, don't you? There's no point in paying further attention to her. We should head to...
A different spot.
Amame. She was here earlier.
Really?
She left pretty quick, though. She said she was headed to Iris's house.
the Sagan household, huh?
Thanks. I've been trying to get a hold of her, but...
Her phone is out of battery. She told me earlier.
I see.
Why are you looking for Amame?
Well, you see...
It's Valentine's Day today, isn't it? Well, she brought some chocolate.
Chocolate?
Yeah, why? Is something wrong?
I tried calling Iris, but still no dice.
We should just head to the Sagan household.
Yeah, good idea.
I was so busy today. We're expecting a lot of customers, so I have a lot of prep to do.
Why are you expecting a rush?
You know about what happened in Shinjuku yesterday? We're actually pretty close to there.
A rocket?
That's right. So anyway, there's tons of people around here now. I thought some of them might stop by here.
I'm sorry. I think you're just one step behind. Mame was here, but she left with Iris to go somewhere.
I see.
I'm sorry, Mame. Iris is taking a long time to get ready. Mame? Why do you ask?
Well,
I haven't seen Date in a while. I've been waiting for him, but...
I'm sorry to ask such a delicate question.
No, it's okay. Anything off about them?
Like a state of shock or panic, maybe?
Let me think. Iris seemed normal, but I do recall Mame seemed troubled. She didn't say a word while she was here, like her head was somewhere else. While Iris was preparing to leave, she just stared off into the distance. I'm not sure. They didn't tell me where they were going.
Sorry to have wasted your time.
There's no such thing as wasting time when you're investigating. Even the most insignificant piece of information could be relevant.
Ryuki, I've never seen you so positive.
Maybe you're a good influence on me. Let's get going. We need to find Mame.
Hey! Don't get in the kotatsu without permission!
It's cold out, and I'm cold.
What are you doing here?
I wanted to ask a few things, but before that, Shoma... No, never mind. Don't worry about it.
Dad. Dad. I shouldn't have said that you should die. It's all my fault.
Shoma...
Yeah?
Do you know where she is?
I have no idea. Huh? What are you talking about?
The Ferris wheel at Misatan.
I didn't go to Misatan.
What? That's impossible. I definitely saw you get on the Ferris wheel.
Maybe you saw my doppelganger? Or maybe my clone.
Your clone? No, I don't think so. I mean, we may have the technology for it, but I've never heard of any human clones. Not to mention, it's forbidden by law.
The law doesn't mean anything. Not to a psycho like Chikara.
What do you mean?
Yeah, they're researching cloning. So maybe they secretly made my clone.
Impossible.
I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding about Horodori Institute researching cloning. Just about cloning me.
How do you explain the Ferris wheel then?
Maybe you were seeing things.
Seeing things?
Maybe you got the TC Purge.
Purge? What is that?
Last year, they invented a way to edit genomes called Purge.
Purge was developed by Horodori Institute. TC Purge is kind of like a virus. The people at Horodori Institute called it the Organic Nanomachine. It acts kind of the way a virus does. When it enters the body, it latches onto bacteria, and a protein complex called CRISPR-Cas-beta is made. CRISPR-Cas-beta can cut, move, and attach certain DNA nucleotide sequences. When it enters the brain, it can even overwrite the DNA structure inside neurons. It can make you see things, make you dance. It makes you do weird things over and over. And on top of that, TC Purge multiplies in the body. It takes over the multiplication functions of bacteria and makes copies of itself. And it can be passed to other people with your breath.
Shoma, how do you know all this?
Well, there's just some stuff.
Ryuki, we can hold off on Horodori Institute. We need to prioritize.
Yeah, we need to find Mame.
The sun is setting. Let's give up on finding a Mame for now.
No, not yet. There's one more place I want to go. I didn't mention it before now because I thought, considering Mame's mental state, it would be a long shot. But maybe...
Hey, can you just cut to the chase? Where are you talking about?
The maid cafe she works at. She's at the maid cafe, Sunfish Pocket in Akiba. Mame, you were here this whole time? We were looking for you.
Sorry to interrupt, but Mame can't talk right now. I don't really know how, but she lost her voice.
She must still be struggling with what happened at the studio. But then, why is she here at the cafe?
Wait, Leon's here. What is he doing here? Ah, it looks like the toy that I have. Though mine only has one tip.
It looks nothing like that. I wonder what Doodle is.
Oh, that? It's a service where one of the girls draws something using ketchup. That looks like a flotation device, but it's actually a calamari ring.
Mame, you ran into Terror at the studio, didn't you? Did they say anything to you?
Like I said, Mame can't talk right now. I thought I told you.
4 days ago, on the 10th of February, you went to Horodori Institute, right? Leon told me.
Hey, come on!
Why did you go to Horodori Institute? Did you meet Tokiko there? Hey, what happened at the studio? I just want a clue. Anything at all would be helpful. Seeing that you're wearing your outfit, are you working today?
Of course, it's Valentine's Day. There's going to be tons of customers here, and they need as many mermaids as they can get. So her manager begged her to work today.
Even though she can't talk?
She can write.
But...
I told you, I was going to meet Kizzy today. She wanted to meet here.
Where's Kizuna now?
She told me a little bit ago that she's running late. She'll be here after she finishes shopping with Iris.
Oh, is Iris coming too?
Yeah, it was actually Iris who planned the night out. It was her idea to have a video night at the cafe.
What does that mean?
I don't really know, actually. All I know is this wasn't a solo date with me and Kizzy.
I don't understand what Mommy could be thinking. What's going on in her head?
Why don't you ask her to write something?
Looking at her now, I don't think she'll write anything.
Well then...
Yeah, we should ask her heart, using the sync machine. Good thing Boss and Pewter aren't here.
I'm sure they'll chew you out later. You know it's a crime to use the machine without permission. You could even get fired for this.
It's fine. If I get results, Boss won't care.
You think so?
Tama, can you control the machine? You can do it remotely, right?
Are you really going to do this?
Mame ran into terror. I'm sure of it. It's highly likely she knows something important. Please, Tama. Please help me. You're my only hope.
Ugh, you're so annoying! Fine, I'll do it. I'm going to skip the warning message because I'm sure you already know.
Okay, start it.
What was that?
Could you start, please?
That's better. Here I go. 3, 2, 1.
This is Studio Devita.
The face-to-face set is still up. That means...
I have a bad feeling about this.
We have the brand new star of the networld visiting us today.
What?
Please, show us your dance!
You want me to dance? No, I'm not Aiba. I can't dance!
Come on, let's see it!
Ugh, I hate that look he gets in his eyes when he's ignoring me. Fine, I'll do it. Resist, allow your heart to take you. Never let this merciless world erase you. Huh?
that didn't really do it for me.
Welcome to the quiz show, Faith to Face! I am your host, Andy's Komeiji.
It's Komeiji.
His facial expression isn't changing at all. It's creepy.
This is a competition for the one and only Quiz King's throne. And tonight, as always, we have a head-to-head battle between the champion and challenger. And of course, the champion is me, Andy's Komeiji. The challenger is...
Me?
Can the challenger beat me? I don't know. I'm pretty good at this.
What the hell is this? I didn't agree to this.
I knew Mommy liked quiz shows, but I didn't expect her to dream about them too.
The rules are simple. After 5 rounds of quizzes, whoever has more correct answers will be the winner. The winner will receive this amazing prize.
What? The prize is a mame?
Amame, please tell us how you're feeling. Shy, huh? We'll talk to you throughout the show. The first stage will be right after these commercial messages.
A mame is the prize. What kind of show is this?
I guess we have no choice but to accept the challenge. If we win, we might learn something about terror, too.
Oh well. If this is a competition, I'm gonna do my best, Ryuki. I'll finish the scan before the commercials even end. Somnium scan, activate!
Stage 1. Let's begin. Who will be reading the questions? Very exciting.
I guess he's not going to read the questions himself. Makes sense.
I wonder who it'll be. Mizuki?
Hello, I'm Mizuki Date. I don't really get trivia questions or whatever, but here's the first one. Stage 1 is the scavenger quiz. We filled the studio with different items. Please choose the item you think is the answer. Quickest to answer wins.
I guess it's like a scavenger hunt?
Guess so.
Here's the first question. What's the correct answer? Your time starts now.
Huh, that's the question?
Jeez, a tough one right from the start.
Folkman. The song Gen gave to Amame. It's inside that cassette tape. But why did you think this was the right answer?
The BGM and this label. I just connected the dots.
Good enough reason for me. The answer is Volkman.
Good job, Challenger. That's correct.
Good job, Ryuki.
It was the 9th, so I chose the label with a 9.
You sound like you could do this all day.
Huh? Did you say Date?
No. What are you, in love with him or something?
Mame's always listening to Gen's song with this. Now let's move on to the next question. What's the correct answer? Your time starts now.
It's the same question again.
BGM is different.
I can picture this thing being at Brahmin.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. The answer is this. The elephant trinket.
All right.
Challenger, you are correct. Keep it up.
The BGM was Symphony Number 5, so the correct answer was the one with 5 on it.
Yeah, it's easy if you know the title of the song.
When Mame saw this at the store, she bought it right away. She said it made her super lucky. Wonder if it worked. This is the last question of stage 1. What's the correct answer? Your time starts now.
It's the last one. Let's get this.
I've heard this song somewhere.
It's the robot Shoma made.
No doubt about it.
The correct answer is this mono-wheel robot.
The challenger is correct. Thought this would be a bit harder.
The BGM is Air on G string. The robot with the G label is the correct answer.
That's right.
This robot is surprisingly strong and fast. That's the end of the scavenger quiz. Let's look at the results. The challenger is in the lead. Can they take the champion's throne?
I guess this shows the standings. We're in blue.
I've seen a quiz show like this before. It's Mame. Something is wrong with her.
Why? 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 Why are you laughing like that?
What did she say?
I couldn't make it out. She's not doing too good.
Stage 2 is brought to you by me, A-Set. You bet.
It's Iris this time.
Iris with no pep? That's something you don't see every day.
I'm sure my fans know this about me, but I'm really into the occult. So my questions are going to be about occult things. The name of this stage is Occult Quiz. I will show you a chart. Please answer with a name or word. Here is the first question. Which of these represents a historical secret society, and can you name it?
It's either A or B, right?
Yeah, but we need to answer with the actual name, not A or B.
Okay, so one of these represents a secret society, and we have to name it.
Let's think about it.
Begin.
What should we say? The answer is B, Freemasons.
The challenger is correct. Well done. The Freemasons are said to have existed since the 16th century and have members all over the world. Their purpose and recruitment tactics remain a mystery.
Hey, it's okay to talk about them like this, right? We're not in trouble, are we?
It should be fine. It's just Iris's opinion. Well, I guess Mame's opinion.
By the way, A was the office I'm from, Lemniscate. Here comes the second question. Many unidentified mysterious animals, or UMAs, have been discovered. Which one is smaller?
An UMA question. I'm not too confident here.
Have confidence. Judging from the characteristics of A and B, this could be easy.
Begin.
What should we say? How about B, Chupacabra?
Correct, Challenger. Good answer. Bigfoot A is up to 10 feet tall. Chupacabra B is no more than 6 feet tall.
Damn, that's still bigger than I was thinking. Scary.
They could be the same size as you, Ryuki. That is a scary thought.
This is the last question of the occult quiz. Which of these two things affect the human psyche and behavior, A or B?
Affect is sort of vague. There could be a lot of answers.
I guess we're supposed to choose the best representative answer.
Begin.
What should we say? The answer is B, subliminal.
Correct. Marvelous. Imagine watching a video and a juice container appears. Even if it's only for a split second, faster than the brain can even consciously register it, the viewer is struck by the desire to buy juice. That is the subliminal effect. Maybe all of us are subconsciously affected by someone or something.
Now that you mention it, I do kind of want some juice.
You're just thirsty.
That is all for the occult quiz. I wonder what the panel looks like now. Well, 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 the challenger is keeping up.
That's it for stage 2.
3 stages left. Let's keep it up. Oh, Amame showed up again.
Why did this?
There's something about Mame. Is it about the case?
I don't know. We don't know enough to say for sure.
The prize is Mame, right? If we win, we can ask her directly.
Now I, Gen Ishiagane, will be asking the questions.
Gen next.
Stage 3 is spot the difference.
Huh? But
The challenger will attempt to find the differences from there.
Find the differences?
There are 3 monitors in the room. What is shown on the screen is different from what is actually there. You have to spot these differences. Compare the monitor and the real scene. There are 4 differences.
Okay, we just need to compare things. Doesn't seem too hard.
don't be so sure. There's a ton of stuff to look through. We gotta be careful.
Now we will begin.
Mizuki! Mizuki! She's not moving at all.
No.
We can ignore why she's bloody for now. But in any case, this looks like a difference.
That is correct, Challenger.
It hurts!
Mizuki? What's going on? Let's take a closer look at the monitor.
You got something?
Maybe.
Kizuna! Kizuna! No reaction. She looks different from the monitor. One difference is Kizuna.
That is correct, Challenger.
Kizuna?
She disappeared.
Let's take a closer look at the monitor.
You got something?
Maybe.
The blue figure is split from top to bottom. I think it's symbolizing the case.
Is that a wrench on the screen? How is it related?
There's so much going on. I don't get it. But at least we can say this is another difference.
That is correct, Challenger.
Whoa.
I don't know how to describe it. It's more corpsey.
This magazine was in the studio, too. It's in pieces, though.
Should we piece it together?
No, I think this is fine as is.
I see. It's a difference.
That is correct, Challenger.
Got another one.
There is a blue figure on the monitor in the same place. How does that relate to the book?
Whoa.
It's blood.
This is creepy.
The Challenger got all the answers correct. Good work.
I am amazing.
Though it's hard to celebrate after seeing that.
Whoa, this again?
Oh, we made it back to the studio. Huh? Isn't that...
Oh.
Sheesh. Shouldn't make an old geezer walk so much.
Komeiji.
It's the same as when the body was found, so it probably is.
Well done. Let's check the board. The Challenger is putting up a good fight.
If the game is still going, can the champion continue?
I don't know.
Ryuki!
What was that blood?
This is way too deep.
Good work, Challenger. Giving me a run for my money.
Andy's Komeiji. Other than the voice, he seems to be okay.
I see that you're quite capable, so now it's my turn to deliver the quiz. The fourth stage is the ultimate 50-50.
I thought we were competing against him.
Yeah. The way he is now, he obviously can't answer any questions.
The rules are simple. Answer the questions as quickly as possible, on instinct. Challenger, go sit at the deluxe chair over there. There are 10 questions. If you need to use the restroom, do it now.
It's fine. I've never used the bathroom in my life.
What? Do you have an image to maintain? In any case, let's begin. Question. Which would you rather eat? Poo-flavored curry or curry-flavored poo?
That what-if question has been around forever. I didn't know there was a correct answer.
Forget about the flavor. At least that one is edible.
The answer is poo-flavored curry.
Guess I was right.
After we're done here, I'll be sure to order you a bowl of poo-flavored curry on Goober Eats.
Would that even be on the menu?
Next question. If you could use a time machine, would you go to the future or the past?
Another question with no right answer? Is this how it's going to be?
That's a hard question. I guess you can't stop wondering when you'll meet the person you're gonna spend the rest of your life with.
The answer is future. But Ryuki, you may have met them already.
What?
The person who you'll spend the rest of your life with.
Next question. Which would you rather have? An ideal job or an ideal lover?
I'm happy to have this job. I can't even think about losing it.
Answer. Ideal job. That was the ideal answer. I'm sure boss would be happy.
Actually, I did kind of consider that.
Next question. Be truthful and be poor, or lie and make money. Which would you choose?
Well, I'd rather be rich than poor, so...
The answer is lie. Should a police officer really be saying that?
Well, maybe that was a lie.
Next question. Which is worse to lose, the father or mother?
I don't think there's any good choice here. The mother?
The answer is mother. Why did you choose that?
I felt like it.
Next question. Which would be worse to lose, sight or hearing?
Visual information is important.
The answer is sight. Oh, thanks. Was that your way of saying that I'm important?
Yeah, sure.
Next question. Someone important was hurt in front of you. Do you make the person responsible apologize or get revenge?
Honestly, I can see why someone would choose revenge.
The answer is revenge.
I feel like a failure as a keeper of the peace.
Well, I guess the level of revenge matters. If you kill someone, that would make you a failure as a keeper of the peace and a human being.
Next question. What would you do if your best friend and your family are about to die, but you could only save one?
I'm not sure. Family?
The answer is family.
I wonder what the point of all these questions is.
I don't know. Only 2 more left.
Next question.
I can never meet my loved one again. If you could just forget sadness, what do you forget? Or remember?
You mean only the sad memory?
If that's even possible, I'd want to forget. Even the good memories, the happy times. Sadness can taint all that.
It's best to forget, yeah. Okay.
Next question. Which do you choose? Have your biggest secret spilled or be part of some dangerous plan?
Past versus future. Have your past secret exposed or your future compromised by some scheme? I'd rather accept problems from my past than ruin my future.
The answer is have my biggest secret spilled.
This question was so vague with secrets and schemes and all. It's hard to answer.
Yeah, it could be anything.
That is it. The challenger answered all questions correctly, 100%. This is what the standings look like.
Now I think I completely understand you, Challenger.
Huh? What?
Things are getting ominous.
The Challenger now has the right to attempt the final stage. There are 4 total questions. If you get them all right, you win.
What is this? Komeji's voice is...
Question 1. What is this space? Correct.
This.
Question 2. What is this? Correct.
What's this question about?
Question 3. Who was enlightened by the nirvanA initiative? Correct.
Mame must have heard about the nirvanA initiative from him.
Final question. I got threatened again. My only option now is... Correct.
What? Why?
I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but... this is probably everything that's happened to Mame.
The challenger wins.
That was it?
What was that?
What the?
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations to you. Congratulations.
I'm here.
Tama, talk to Mame. Quick!
Amame, tell me, what did Terra say to you?
nirvanA. Collected. Genocide.
What?
What do you mean? Tama, be more specific. Mame must have some kind of critical information.
No, Ryuki, we're out of time!
No!
Let's get out of here!
Mame is still sleeping.
I think we gave her too much. We needed pewter.
Anyway, that's Somnium.
Those final words are thought-provoking.
nirvanA. Collected. Genocide.
Something to do with the nirvanA initiative?
Probably.
Bunch of people who watched it have gone missing.
Rumors say that the missing people are being rounded up in one location. And they're all getting murdered.
So the rumors were true.
Ryuki, you've got a call.
From who?
Pick up and find out.
Aiba?
Quiet. Stop yelling. This is an emergency.
What is it?
Kizuna Chieda. She's gone missing.
What?
No.
Ryuki, you can provide invaluable assistance. Will you look for Kizuna?
Well, yeah. Of course.
Understood. Good luck.
Kizuna.
Missing?
It was her idea to have a video night at the cafe.
Maybe Kizuna saw the video and...
nirvanA. Collected. Genocide.
Ryuki, you look more drained than a bathtub. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Were you able to get some sleep?
No, not really. But it's fine. This is nothing.
If you say so. You okay, Ryuki? Your eyes are bloodshot. You need to get some sleep?
That's because you've been staring at Boss's chest too long.
No! I was just looking at you, Tama. I wasn't thinking about how wonderful it would be to put my face in Boss's cleavage at all.
Very convincing.
Well, because.
It's all right now, because I am here! Half for all! Full-time... something!
You're stupid! The person who says you're stupid is stupid! The person who says you're stupid is stupid is stupid!
Ryuki, are you doing okay? Like, mentally?
You're the one who got him like this.
Me? What did I do?
There's something important to me. It's something I love. It's dear, and it's irreplaceable, and I need to protect it, no matter what. So I can't be saying I'm tired or I don't have the energy.
What are you talking about?
I have no idea. Same old, same old. Why do you ask?
No, it's just...
Not bad, though you are sweating a little.
Because you're radiating heat. If I knew, I would have told you already. Needless to say, Kizuna's phone isn't any help. We asked her friends too, but none of them know where she is. Kizuna disappeared after watching the video, right? I've heard the stories about people going missing after watching some video. It could mean that she's with the other people that disappeared.
Rumors say that the missing people are being rounded up in one location. And they're all getting murdered.
I think it's safe to say that the QR video has to do with our terror. After all, the QR video that linked there was found on Jin's body. That connects terror to the disappearances.
Meaning, if we find where Kizuna and the others disappeared to, we might be able to find Terror as well.
Sorry, but I really don't have anything useful for you. None of this is adding up.
We want to discover Terror's identity, how they chose their victims, why they cut them in half. What is going on inside the head of a serial killer like that? I'd have a better chance of guessing what's going on inside the head of a teenager.
Are you talking about your daughter?
Yeah, she didn't come home last night. I was able to get a hold of her, so I know she's safe, but she worries me. She doesn't even seem to realize it.
Maybe she got that from you.
No, that can't be it. Because she's... adopted. Well, it was Ricci who first reported her missing. It was late and Kizuna wasn't home yet, so he called the police. He thought she might have been kidnapped for ransom, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So far, it doesn't look like the culprit has tried to contact the family at all. In any case, you have one goal. Find Kizuna, no matter what. Finding her should be a breakthrough in the HB case.
Right, but where do we even look?
We need to turn over every stone.
Ryuki, Tama, good luck.
Roger that.
Let's go.
Mr. Date?
Ryuki.
Hey, why are you looking at each other like that? Wait, are you two...
Well,
Don't get the wrong idea. Ryuki and I just have a very... intimate relationship.
So it is like that!
No, I don't mean sexually. I mean physically.
That's like the same thing.
Well, not exactly the same.
You need to find Kizuna. You can worry about Terror later.
Yeah, I know she went missing. I got a call late last night from Kizzy's dad. He said she wasn't home and asked if I knew where she was. So I've been looking for her. Good question. Are you stalking me?
Hell no, brat. I was looking for Kizuna and ran into you.
Mizuki, can I have a moment?
Huh?
Well, I was wondering if you knew what Mr. Date thinks of me.
What he thinks of you?
Yeah. Has he said anything about me?
Well, he did say you're reliable and a valuable part of the team.
I see.
Is now the best time to be asking me this? Shouldn't you be more focused on...
I know. Sorry.
You're looking for the girl, right? Same here. We've been searching since last night, but...
I don't think she's around here.
Yeah.
You're here to steal the offering money, aren't you?
Yep. Just gotta get some fishing line and gum. And, of course I'm not!
So, Aiba's back in action.
Yeah, she just came back. Oh, I miss you, Date. I need you, Date. You should have heard her.
Ow! Watch it! Looks like you guys are the same as ever.
I'm happy Iva's back too.
Now where's this coming from? I can't say anything yet.
Wait, you know who Terror is?
I'll tell you once I can confirm it. But there's something you need to do first.
No point staying here any longer.
Yeah. Let's split up and keep searching.
Ryuki, when you find Kizuna, let me know.
Understood.
Good. Let's go.
Now, Ryuki, we should...
On it. The police are still investigating.
Komeji's body was found 2 days ago. It hasn't been that long.
Snaky, snaky, sneaky, snaky.
What was that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I heard. The daughter of Riichi Chieda has been kidnapped.
We don't know if it's a kidnapping.
Either way, I can't help you with that. I don't know her and I don't know her whereabouts. Sorry. You should try somewhere else. So many questions. Why was Komeji killed? What is Terra thinking? How would we know? But I'm sure that Nai's ideology has to do with the HB case. I'm a veteran detective. My instincts are usually right about stuff like this.
Kizuna?
It's this girl.
I haven't seen her.
I see.
Isn't there anything? Anything that connects to the culprit? You're really annoying, Ryuki. Don't you think people are getting bored of this?
Yo, my name is Kagami. Nice to meet ya.
Kagami, 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 Kagami.
Have you seen this girl?
Nah, I haven't. Sorry, I can't be more help.
No leads.
Ryuki, you can't let it get to you. Kizuna is out there somewhere, and she needs our help.
Yeah, you're right. We have to find her. Leon, do you know that Kizuna's gone missing?
Of course I do. I was with her right before she vanished. Kizzy! Kizzy! Where did you go? If only I'd walked her back home.
I went everywhere I could think of. I've been looking everywhere. I can't sleep. But I came here with Kizzy once, so I thought, maybe. I left the store with Kizzy just past 9. I wanted to take her home, but she told me she'd just take a taxi. And a couple hours later, around 11, I got a call from Kizzy's dad, Mr. Chieda. Kizuna isn't back yet. Is she with you? When I heard that, my stomach dropped. My mind went blank. My head was spinning. I told him we split up earlier that night, and hung up. And that's when I started looking for her. I also asked 2 people to help me look. One is my good friend Date. The other is a former coworker, Quartz. I told them the situation. Kizzy is missing. Please, help me find her! Yeah, we watched some trending videos on ViewCube. And there was this one video related to the HB case. I told them we shouldn't watch it. But girls in high school have minds of their own, you know? Damn it. Where did you go, Kizzy? Anyway, I'm not giving up. I'm gonna find her, even if it costs me my life. You guys don't give up either.
We should go. I don't think there are any hints here.
Yeah, you're right.
This is where Chikara's right half was. This location is related to the HB case, so there might be some clues. That's what I was thinking anyway. But...
There's nothing here. Too bad. Let's go somewhere else.
Kizuna. I guess she wouldn't have come here.
Ooh, it's a hottie. A hottie? Wow.
Yellow spotted neck turtles, winning, winning. Cash on me, like I hit the lottery. I'm in a relationship with all my bitches, yeah.
No, it's cool. You don't have to say it. You want to touch these 2 big girls I've been growing.
No! I wasn't thinking that!
Oh, fine. Just for a bit, okay? I'll take them out.
Oh.
Tachibana oranges! I grew them in my backyard. Wanna feel?
No thanks. I'm okay.
I'm not in the mood for it today. If only you asked 2 days ago.
Excuse me. I'm looking for a girl named Kizuna Chieda.
Kizuna?
It's this girl. Have you seen her?
No, I haven't.
Darn.
Shame we didn't get anything useful here. Ryuki.
I know. Let's go somewhere else. Please, tell me what's going on. Do you know this woman?
She was collapsed in a nearby park. She seemed completely out of it. I wanted to call her an ambulance, but she refused. She wouldn't even let me take her to a hospital, so I brought her here.
Where did he go? Damn, not like this.
There's no response. It's just the corpse.
No, she's not. Her heart rate is normal.
I need to find her.
What?
Where is the execution chamber?
Execution chamber?
What is she talking about? Wait, could she be? No, there's no way.
Hold on a second. Can't you see she's sick?
Psych.
There's a throwback. Ryuki, how old are you? She said it was her chronic illness acting up.
A chronic illness?
She was born with a weak heart, and she mentioned something else. She said something about coming into contact with strong electricity, and that made her symptoms worse. I have no idea what she meant. She was mumbling to herself. She hasn't come back since last night. She said she was going to look for a friend.
I'm guessing it was Kizuna?
Yes, probably. Is that why you're here?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I have no idea where she could be.
I see.
I'm not sure. I just happened to be walking by. After coming here, she injected herself with some kind of medicine she had. It seemed to have helped a little. She asked if she could rest here a bit. That's the last thing she said before she fell asleep.
She slept with her mask on.
I tried taking it off, but it wouldn't budge. It seems like it's glued on.
Ryuki, now's not the time to be heading on a cougar.
Right. We need to find Kizuna. Wait, I didn't hit on her.
Let's get going.
No one here.
Yeah.
Anyway, no point in staying here.
Let's get a move on.
Looks like no one is here.
Didn't you see the sign out front?
What sign?
Closed for the day?
I guess that means Ota is out.
Probably.
Where did he go?
I have no idea. Either way, we can't be wasting time here.
Right. We need to find Kizuna. Oh, Ota. There you are. Have you heard?
About Kizuna, right? I've been looking for her since last night. All I can see is blood.
You mean your eyes are bloodshot?
Yes, that's what I meant. But I couldn't find Kizuna anywhere. I hope Kizzy's okay. I need to get back to searching. I thought that Mame might know where Kizzy is. I tried calling and messaging her on Nile, but I couldn't get a hold of her. So I came here. I thought I could find her here.
Doesn't look like she is, though.
Nope. I talked to all the mermaids. I asked them if they knew where Kizzy went, but I didn't get any answers. None of them knew. Anyway, I'm gonna get out there and keep looking.
What about your food?
Ryuki, do you think that little of me? I put my friends above everything else. I can't be wasting time sitting around eating omelet rice.
But you were just eating a second ago.
Anyway, gotta get going. Ryuki, good luck with your search.
There he goes.
Who cares? Anyway, we should go too.
Yeah.
Oh, Kizuna, where have you gone? Oh, Kizuna, please come back safe. I'll do anything for you to come home safely. I'll pay anything. Please, bring her back in one piece. The curfew at her house is 7 p.m. If she has permission, she's allowed to stay out till 9 p.m. That was the case yesterday. She told me she was going to eat dinner with a friend and that she'd be back by 9. But by 10 p.m., she still hadn't returned. I was worried, so I called her again and again. I heard the line ringing, but no answer. After another hour or so, I had an awful feeling. I decided to call all of Kizuna's friends.
How did you know their contact info?
Kizuna's address book was on the family's shared cloud. Anyway, I called and asked where Kizuna was, but none of them knew. And the friend she was eating dinner with said the last time he saw her was 9. There has to be something going on. That's why I called the police. You're Ryuki, right? Of the Metro Police?
Yeah.
Then please, my daughter. Find my daughter no matter what.
We have it under control. Please calm down. I'll find her. I promise you.
Okay. Thank you.
What? Kizzy's gone missing?
You know Kizuna?
Of course I do. She's the best friend of my future wife.
Future wife?
Does he mean Iris? That's pretty delusional.
Anyway, this is a huge deal. We should get the group together and look for her.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got this.
What? Kisuna's missing?
You didn't get a call?
No, nobody told me. Kizuna, why? I understand. I'll help too. I'll look for Kizuna too.
What about your place?
I can't be worrying about that now. Amame's best friend is missing. I need to find her no matter what it takes. I'm gonna get going.
There he goes. The restaurant is empty. Is it okay to just leave it like this?
I checked the register with X-Ray. There's barely any cash in there. Electronic payment is the way to go nowadays.
Is that right?
Anyway, we should...
Get going. Yeah.
I think I see the picture. This Kizuna girl is missing.
I know about you. All about you.
Huh? Did I just say something? I'm sorry, but I don't have any information for you.
Well, can you ask... your balls?
You sure, Ryuki?
Oh, sure thing. Let's get started. Oh, balls, overflowing with wisdom. Who is Ryuki's favorite person? Mama, of course. I mean, Thomas Ball. Balls.
What?
Oh, that was a joke, honey.
It was supposed to be funny?
Okay, seriously this time. Oh, magnificent, mighty balls, please find someone for me. Kizuna Chieda. Where is she?
She is beyond my vision. She is being hidden by some unknown power.
Oh, I'm so much more tired than usual. So, how was it? Did that help?
No, not really.
Oh, I'm sorry I couldn't help.
No, you don't have to apologize.
Anyway, we need to find that girl. I'll use my connections to see if I can find any leads.
Thank you. If you find anything, let me know.
You got it.
Hello. Are you a researcher here? I'm Kuruto Ryuki, from the Metropolitan Police Department.
Right, you were here 4 days ago. I remember.
I wanted to ask you some questions.
Momoka, it's okay. I'll clean up the keyboard.
Momoka.
You don't have to think about that. It's irrelevant.
Yes, I know her. She's the daughter of Riichi Chieda, a big stakeholder in this facility. What about her? Oh, that's awful.
Do you happen to know where she is?
I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know her personally or anything.
Do you know of any hidden rooms in this building?
Hidden rooms? What do you mean?
Maybe a secret room that no one knows about.
That's quite the paradox. How could I tell you about a room no one knows about? And if it's a secret, I wouldn't be able to simply tell you, would I?
Ryuki, let's hold off on the hidden room.
But if Kizuna was in there...
True, we can't say for sure that she isn't there. But we're taking a lot of time looking for some hidden room that might not even exist. We should focus our attention somewhere else, at least for now.
Yeah, okay.
I already told the other detectives, but we don't have any information that could help the investigation. Well, I doubt this is relevant, but rumors were going around about the director being a bit of a pervert.
A pervert?
Didn't he seem that way to you? He was a very suspicious character.
I agree, 100%.
Schedule management is really tough, but outside of some dire circumstance, we can't stop our research.
Isn't Mr. Horodori getting killed a dire circumstance?
Well, no, not to our investors. They're the ones paying for all this research.
No one here.
Looks like it.
Ryuki, why did we come here?
Kizuna's disappearance is related to the video. That video was based on Bats 490, created by Nyes. So I thought we might find a hint here. Look.
It's Tokiko's hologram.
But why did it suddenly appear?
It must play automatically when it detects a visitor.
Welcome. I apologize, but I am currently unavailable. In my absence, would you like to hear me speak about one of these 3 themes? Chakra, Mandela effect, birthday. Please select one. Upon selection, I will elucidate the theme. Chakra is a concept from Hinduism and esoteric Buddhism. They are points in the body where energy flows in and out. But the energy we are most concerned with is information energy. In other words, data itself. Imagine the concept thusly. Our bodies, which are mere images, input and output data in the form of chakra. There are 7 chakras along the center of the body. Counting from the bottom, the first is located at the base of the spine, or perineum. The second, the sacral chakra, is just below the belly button. The third is located on the solar plexus. The fourth in the center of the chest. 5, 6, and 7 are on the throat, between the brows, and on top of the head, respectively. Imagine a hypothetical situation in which a body is bisected down the middle. What will happen to the chakras? Chakras are points. By definition, a point cannot be reduced further. It cannot be severed from itself. So the chakras will remain, tethered between the left and right sides of the body. Like a string. A very strong string that cannot be cut, no matter how far apart the 2 sides drift. This will be a lengthy explanation, if that is quite all right with you. Let me begin. I will ask a few questions. When President Kennedy was assassinated, was he in a 4-seater car? King Tut's golden mask, was it just a cobra perched on the forehead? Do you remember learning in school that the solar system is located on the edge of the galaxy?
Did you learn that the heart is located on the left side of the chest? On passenger planes, are the engines completely tucked beneath the wings? On Shakespeare's portrait, he wasn't wearing earrings, was he? Do you remember a certain human-cyborg relations robot character from a famous space opera being gold all over? These are all false, untrue. Kennedy was in a six-seater. There is a vulture along with a cobra on the Golden Mask. Our solar system is not at the edge of the Milky Way, but nestled within it. Our hearts are nearer to the center of our chests. Passenger plane engines are often installed in front of, not entirely underneath, the wings. Shakespeare has an earring. The golden robot's lower right leg is actually silver. These inconsistencies in memory and misremembered facts are known as the Mandela effect. South Africa's former president, Nelson Mandela, passed away in 2013. But many people claim to remember that he died in the 1980s. This was how the name Mandela effect came to be. But why do these inconsistencies occur? Or more intriguingly, are they really false memories? Is it possible memory is more correct than history? This world is only a simulation, and that fact makes such a thing possible. This is what we, NICE, believe. The Mandela effect is an example of the seams that appear when the world is updated. In other words, bugs. The creator had to add these changes for some reason. But this caused inconsistencies between memories and actual history. This is how we explain the discrepancy. And lastly, where is the Statue of Liberty located? Liberty Island or Ellis Island? In this world, it is Ellis Island. There is no Liberty Island in New York Bay. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Tokiko. Happy birthday to me.
Why did she start singing?
Oh, right. It's Tokiko's birthday today.
Still.
Allow me to tell you something important, though you may already know. Kizuna has been taken by terror.
Ryuki, what are you thinking about?
About Kizuna, of course.
Liar. You're thinking about something else.
It's almost like you can read my mind.
No, that function was deleted about a month ago. Something about protecting the privacy of sinkers. So, as of now, I can't read your mind. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what's causing you pain. The one thing I do know is that you're taking on way too much, Ryuki. There's no way you can handle all of this by yourself. And you know it, don't you? You put up a front, you pretend like you can handle it, and it doesn't bother you. You end up overexerting yourself. Why do you keep bottling it up inside? This isn't something you should take on by yourself. None of this is your fault. You did nothing wrong. It's the world that's wrong.
There it is.
What?
You're too kind, Tama.
You want me to choke you?
I guess that would make things easier.
Hey, Ryuki. What are you hiding?
If I told you, you would probably hate me.
That's not true. I already hate you.
What do you hate about me?
You're thick-headed. You're not honest with your feelings. You're an awful liar. You can't handle my sex jokes. And you're human. But it's okay. Even though I hate you, no matter what, I will always. Ryuki, it's a call. Why, if it isn't your dearest Date?
Mr. Date?
I'm connecting him.
Hey, Ryuki. Where are you now?
I'm in the car. Metro Expressway 2. A little past the Shirogane Pay Station.
Perfect. That's close.
Close?
You're close to the Tsujima mansion near Azabu.
Tsujima? The former politician guy?
Yeah, I got a tip. They said a suspicious man in an iron mask is at the Tsujima residence.
An iron mask? Terror.
I'm in the northern part of the city. It's gonna take me a while to get there. So Ryuki, can you get there first?
Yes, understood.
Don't do anything stupid. Hold your position until I get there.
Tama, the Tsujima residence right away.
I'm on it. Look, Ryuki!
No way. Iris? Iris, are you okay?
Her breathing and pulse are normal. She has a bruise on her head, but otherwise she's okay. Nothing life-threatening.
So Tsujima, you!
Ah, another guest.
Guest?
No, I suppose that's not right. I can't call someone who barged onto my property a guest. Who are you?
I'm Kuruto Ryuki, Abyss Special Agent.
Abyss? That tracks. None of you seem to have any manners.
It's a giant subterranean mammal!
It's a topiary. Now's not the time to be messing around.
Sorry.
I didn't lay a finger on her. She slipped and fell. I'm guessing she hit her head on that stone. I haven't any idea. Perhaps she came to steal my koi. It's a nishikigoi. They can fetch a fortune. Terror?
The culprit of the HB case. The man with the iron mask.
I've never heard of him.
Ryuki, I X-ray scanned the whole area, but there's no one.
You should let her rest. You can leave her here. I'll have my maids take care of her.
Absolutely not! I'm not gonna leave her here!
Suit yourself. And expect to be charged with breaking and entering.